Hello and welcome everyone to the South Florida Gospel News Radio studio. I am your host, Deborah McCullon, and I am here with special guest, Mr. Christopher McCullon. Yay! We have been celebrating National Garden Month all month long for the month of April. And today, my special guest and my first in studio guest is Florida Master Gardener Christopher McCullon. Christopher, we're going to start out with you telling us, your title and what it is you do. So please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Christopher McCullon. I'm the Master Gardener for the City of River Beach CRA. And some of the things I have done for the CRA is made work schedules, work plans, planned events, talk to vendors, talk to contractors, talk to companies and different businesses to get work done for the City of River Beach CRA.
All right, fantastic. So tell us, how did you get into landscape work and gardening?
Well, I grew up on a farm in Jupiter, and we did vegetables, and we grew our own vegetables. And after that, it was a family friend that had his own landscaping business, and he used to come to me, and I was like 7 years old, and asked me, "Do I want to make some money?" And I was like, "Yeah." At 7 years old, I was like, "Yeah." And then he showed me how to do landscaping and lawn maintenance at 7 years old, and I started at 7 years old.
Fantastic. All right, so you graduated from Suncoast High School where you played football and basketball, and then from there you joined the military.
Yes, I graduated from Suncoast High School in 1990, and then I went into the military as a 13 Bravo cannon crew member in 1991.
Okay, fantastic. So after you came back from the military, and by the way, you are a military veteran. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
You started working in landscape for landscape companies, doing landscape design, landscape removal, and installation. Can you tell us about some of the companies that you work for?
Yes, I worked for Marshall's Landscaping. That was one of the first ones I started in 1993 when I came back from the military. And I was doing lawn maintenance at first, and then he saw that I had skills in landscape design. And I started doing a lot more designing for Marshall's Landscaping, and that started in 1993.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I really got serious about it in like 2008 when I went to Mike's Professional Services, and I did hundreds of landscape designs for that company. And this is some of the places I did some of the landscape designs. Heron Bay Estates, that's West Florida, West Fort Lauderdale. PGA National, Palm Beach Island, Parkland Golf and Country Club, Parkland Isles, and multiple homes in Lake Worth, Delray, and Boca Raton.
All right, fantastic. And so while you were at Mike's Professional Service, you decided to go back to school and study horticulture and landscape design, and you actually graduated from Palm Beach State College in 2014.
Yes, I got a degree in horticulture and landscape management. And landscape design came up under that, and a whole bunch of certifications came up under the horticulture landscape management program.
Okay, so when we talk about landscape design, you do have some samples that we're going to share with everyone as to how you actually hand draw the design for the property. And so I'm going to start showing those slides, and then you can explain what they are.
Okay, this is one of the places I done. I went out and I did a whole bunch of measuring all by myself, and I just started hand drawing. I had my compass and protractor and architect's ruler, and I was just sitting out there hand drawing and stuff and just getting all my specs together. And you can see all of my notes and stuff that I put on the side. And this is me cleaning it up, getting ready to get ready for the final draft. But this is still a rough draft.
Okay.
Still cleaning up the rough draft. And this started like in 2018. I think it was like around about August of 2018 when I started these sketches, and that's me doing the butterfly garden. Go back one. That's me starting the butterfly garden. Me and Dennis Ryko sat down and we came up with a strategic plan about what plants go into the garden, and I came up with this sketch for the butterfly garden.
Okay.
And this is me putting it together for the committee and the board to approve it, but it's not the final draft. It's just me still sketching, and this is me cleaning it up, still sketching. And this was finally approved to get the job done. And you see, it's strenuous. That took over to get it cleaned up and done the right way. It took over a month to get it done the right way.
Okay. All right. Well, fantastic. And so after you left Palm Beach State College and then you got a job with the CRA as an ambassador, you went to the University of Florida Extension Program to become a certified Florida Master Gardener. It's a 16-week program. And, excuse me, sorry about that. What I'm going to do is go over the training class schedule, the syllabus of what it takes to become a Florida Certified Master Gardener.
It's intense and it's serious. You just can't call a person or anybody a Master Gardener unless they went through this course and they do the volunteer hours and the continuous education hours to stay qualified to be a Master Gardener. And it's real intense and it's real serious. You just can't put that title on anybody. You have to go to school for it. You have to work for it.
Okay, so starting out, you have to do introduction to botany. You have to do introduction to 4-H. You have to study soils. Okay, and then you have to do intro to entomology. What is entomology?
Entomology is like the study of bugs and stuff like that.
Okay, then you go to plant pathology. And then you have to study Florida yards and neighborhoods, landscaping principles. You have to study butterfly gardening, ornamental flowering trees. You have to learn the landscape codes, and you have to study vegetable gardening.
Yeah, that was an intense course, y'all. The vegetable garden course was an intense course while we was there, because it was few people that wanted to get into it at first, and then a lot of people started getting into it. But it was a real intense course, and they really taught us how to do vegetable gardening.
Okay, so then you have to learn about turf grass culture and sustainable gardening. All right, and so as you're studying, you're going to move on to hands-on plant propagation lab. You have to learn container gardening. You have to learn Palm Beach County tropical fruit of the Mounts Botanical Garden. You have to learn grafting and air layering. You got to learn about household insects. And you have to learn about the prohibited and invasive plants. And moving on, you got to learn orchid culture, palm culture, ornamental palms, vegetable gardening selection, introduction to pruning, weed identification, tropical fruits, citrus culture, shrubs, ground covers, and vines, integrated pest management, landscape and vegetable pests, pesticide labels and safety. And I believe that's the last thing that you learn. And then after he learned all of that over the course of 16 weeks is 4 months, he became a Florida Certified Master Gardener. All right. And then there is his certificate that he received from the University of Florida. And also, if we go to number 7, as a Florida certified master gardener, you just don't get your certificate and that's it. You have to continue to do so many hours of learning and volunteer hours. So can you talk about that, Chris?
Yes, after you complete the course, you sign an agreement with University of Florida and Mouse Botanical, saying that you will continuously do 10 hours of continuous education. That means webinars or seminars or going to some kind of class. You do 10 hours of that per year and 35 hours of volunteer hours per year at a garden that's certified and that was it is for the University of Florida and Mount Botanical.
If I got or did you mention you graduated with a 4.0 from Palm Beach State College and
No,
president's
I
list?
went. Yeah, I was graduated from Palm Beach State College with a horticulture and landscape management degree. The first 2 years I was there, I made the president's list with a 4.0 GPA, and I ended up on the dean's list and graduated on the dean's list.
Fantastic. All right, so we're going to talk about how you are a master landscape designer, and we're going to show you some examples of some work that he's done here in the city. And he is able to he's been given the task to work with a limited budget to beautify a project. So let's say if I had a $500 budget, what would you do with my $500?
Well, first I got to go out and assess and measure the area, the linear footage and the area that you have available. And then I will come back and I will write that down. And then I will start assessing what kind of plants you want and, what kind of mulch or rocks you want. And we will talk about that. And with the coverage, as far as the coverage as the linear coverage and the area coverage, I can come up with a plan to design your garden. And normally I would give you a list of plants and you choose the plants and you say, yes, I want these plants, or no, I don't want these plants. And you give me an idea and then I just run with it because I've been doing this 43 years. So it's easy for me to just go ahead, tell you actually what you want, and I'll make the design. And 9 times out of 10, the people just say, Chris, you know what you're doing. You sound like you know what you're doing. Just go ahead and do the design yourself. And I know we'll be happy.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so we're going to go into some examples of a residential landscape design that he did, and we're going to start with some pictures.
Yeah, and this comes from before and after where it was all dilapidated, and then it goes into me supervising some guys from Mike's Professional Services of what I wanted done to this property, and you can see the during and then the after pictures.
Okay.
And this is all me. My wife gave me some pointers on everything, but this is how it looks.
Okay, talk about these the stones that surround them.
Oh, these stones was getting ready to be demolished. These stones came from a landscape wall that had been torn down by another company. And I rode past the property and I asked them what they was going to do with it. And they was like, we're going to throw it away. I said, no, I could use this at another property. They say, if you move it, you can have it.
Okay.
So I loaded up on my truck, me and Al Jones, and we took it from one property to another one. And I brought it to this property and made a landscape design out of it.
Okay, awesome. And so moving on, you can see here that wall that's there by the flowers where the mulch is, how it's old and cracked and needed to be replaced. And then also the house here where the fence was old, part of it looked like it was caving in. The mailbox needed to be replaced.
You see they got blocks.
Oh yeah, and the blocks at the edge of the sidewalk there, those old blocks that had been there 40 years. And then
That's a better picture of
yeah,
it.
this is a better picture. You can see the blocks at the edge of the lawn there that were so old and needed to replace. So that's the before. And here is the after. And that's those same rocks.
I pressure washed them and cleaned them up.
Right. And then there's a new vegetation that was added to the yard. Have beautiful plants out front. The grass is looking great.
And you can see the wall, the new wall that I
Oh yeah, let me
designed.
go back. Yes, you can see part of the new wall there, and then I have video of that I'm going to show next. So this is some of the plants that were selected, and they are so beautiful right now in the springtime. Okay, so let's move on to some of the. Oh no, I got more pictures. Hold on. Uh, how the mailbox was replaced, and there's also plants out there. The mango tree, how it's flourishing. Did I show that how the mango tree looked before?
No.
Let me see here if I can find that picture. Was it here? Was it here? Yes. Explain how why the mango tree looks like that,
Well, that
Sierra.
mango tree has anthracnose, and what that does is it's a disease that the tree gets that draws the leaves up and have them all brown and withered. And the fruit, when it grows on it, if it does fruit, the fruits are very small and they don't taste good. So I had the tree cut way back, and so we start all over with new leaves and new foliage, and start with the new fruits. And I put my own fertilizers on it that I make myself, and I put my own fertilizer around that tree, and it started to grow back, and it's getting healthy.
Yeah.
And
So
this
this
is
is
it. This is it 3 years later,
very good.
and the fruit is very big and beautiful now. They're not real small. They should be as small as a like a little rock, but now they're big as your hand. And this is a hating mango tree, so they
Right.
should be as big as your hand or bigger.
And very, very sweet as well. And then also while we were talking about that wall out front, I'm going to go ahead and show some of the video of after of the yard. Hold on, getting confused here. Hide. Okay, so let's go back to the video of the front yard. So that was video of that wall, that first wall I showed that was cracked. Okay, yeah, let me go back to that wall.
And you can see how it looks a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's before what it looked like then with the cracks and everything. Let me go back to the video, show you one more time of what it looks like now. All right, so the next video is going to be of the front bricks, the blocks that were down there um, on the ground. Give me just 1 second here. Let me take that off. And let me show you what the bricks look like that have been replaced. Okay, the next video is of how the fence looks that was replaced. Okay, so that video was the after everything was done. The mango tree looks beautiful. It's full of fruit. I'm gonna show that one more time before we move on. Okay, so that was the front yard. Great job, Christopher. You did excellent work. And so then he had to come up with a design for the backyard. All right, so we're going to show you some before pictures and then after, and he is going to explain each picture. All right.
This is going into the stage of the removal part, and you can see where a lot of the stuff was the vegetation was cut down, cut back, dug up. It was mango trees. It was all kind of tall trees in his backyard and shrubs, and you can see the sidewalk and the wall that was up, and all that came out, and it was on a level maybe like 2.5 feet of dirt that was removed down to make everything even and pretty looking. So this is the beginning stage of the removal of this landscape design that I designed.
Right.
And some of the patio furniture that was in the backyard that got removed.
Oh yeah, and that sidewalk in the first picture, it went all the way around the house.
Yes, and that had to be removed.
Yeah. Oh, and the shrubs and everything. We had a lot of shrubs. Okay.
Yes.
And that's more removal. Okay.
And this is coming to the final stages of the removal. You can see how everything is really cleaned out. You can see the poles in the background getting ready for the wooden fence to come up. So this is the final stages of the removal.
Is that the garden part with the pots?
No.
Okay. Sorry, next.
That's it.
Okay, yes.
Now that area in the back there where all the pots at, that was my vegetable garden because the ground that those pots sit on didn't have the nutrients, the right type of soil, and it had nematodes. So I had to dig all that stuff up, the old dirt, the old grass, re-amend it with cow manure. I cleaned it up with a peroxide wash, and I let it sit for over a year without even planting. And then when we started getting the backyard together for this project, that's when I implemented the vegetable garden.
Okay. All right, that's another angle. And then all of the grass had been pulled out of there. Yep. And everything made even.
Now this is the beginning stages. You can see I got collard greens inside the bucket. Collard greens inside the bucket to get ready to get this vegetable garden started. And all this is my design. I put that in that area.
And you the fence also. The fence.
Yes, the fence. Yeah, the fence is being erected now. It's not all the way done right now, but it's been erected.
Okay. And it's after the fence had been up, the sun had faded it.
Yeah, and that didn't take long. That took maybe like 4 months for it to start fading.
Right.
So I had to come back and put some stain on it.
Mm-hmm. Right, and this is where you stain, and I still don't see any grass yet. So I see how you were working strategically.
Right, you got everything works like in a plan, in stages. You just can't come out there willy nilly. You got to work in stages to make it turn out the right way.
Okay.
Yep, and you can see the grass is coming back, so you can tell it's been a while
Mm-hmm.
that that fence has been up, and I had to come back and maintain it, and we don't have any grass down yet.
All right. And so once you got the grass down and everything, um, you got the concrete part back there, you get to after.
Right.
And this is part of after, where the grass is laid down, the fence is up, and this is what it looks back there now. Yeah,
I planted that moringa tree. Go back one. I planted that moringa tree from seed. That big tree in the background right
wow.
there. I planted that from a seed, and that was like right before COVID, 2 years ago,
Mm.
and it's over 30 feet tall right now. And I had to cut it back 3 times.
Yeah, it grows pretty
It's a
fast.
fast grower, and it's good for antioxidants and high in vitamin C. It helps with inflammation. And when I was in college and studying plants, this was a focal point, and they called it the miracle tree.
Yes, the miracle tree,
Yeah.
moringa is Moringa. Okay.
Right. And look, Google it. It'll show you all the nutritional value that it has,
Hmm. And I drink it.
and health values too.
Right, we boil the leaves and make tea. Comes out just like regular tea.
Yep.
All right, so the garden is healthy. That's a bunch of your collard greens in the garden, and what's that? Pineapple back there as well, and that is avocado tree, a baby that's coming up. In your garden with callaloo, mustard greens, turnip greens, collard greens.
Pigeon pea tree.
Yeah, pigeon pea tree is there. Yeah, that moringa tree is pretty tall.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a couple afters, okay? And where that oak wood is there, that's where if we cook out or barbecue, we put the barbecue grill on
Oh,
top of
let's
that stuff.
remind you. I want to remind you guys. This is our house.
Oh yeah, this
that
is our
I
house
designed.
that he designed. It's beautiful back there. Like the grass is like carpet back there. It's absolutely beautiful, front and back. So that's another angle of what the back looks like now. And then I also have some video to show of after. All right, so here is some after of the back. Let's go to, it was this one. That's the last. All right, so I want to show you one more time what the before of the backyard looked like and then after. Okay, so that's before, and here is after. Okay, go ahead.
This took me to design at least 2 weeks to get all the right stuff, what kind of plants I wanted, how much grass I needed, what kind of how much mulch I needed. I thought about the shed. I paid for the concrete slabs to be put down for the shed. I had one put down for the barbecue area, and all this stuff. I had to think about. This just don't come by like willy nilly, and you just throw it down there. Just something that had to be thought of and designed. And I came up with this plan.
Okay, and here's after. All right, and then I am also going to show you what the after of the front yard looks like one more time. Then we're going to move right along. Okay, very good. So we're gonna move right along as we get ready to close. I did want to share with everyone that outside of the love of landscape and gardening that Christopher has, he loves to go fishing. And I do have a couple of pictures to show you. This is a good pastime that he loves to do. He's a serious fisher now.
Yes, that was in the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, in 2018, 2019, something like that. And that was the two of the bass that I had caught
Mm-hmm.
with some of my good friends. And I was in Atlanta, Georgia. This is us right off of Peanut Island on a boat. We saltwater fishing right here, right off of Peanut Island and Riviera Beach.
Okay, very good. Another thing people don't know about you is uh, that I know is that you're an excellent cook and you are great on the grill. And I had to show this picture. I forgot to tell you about this
Oh yeah,
one.
was that's in Detroit when I was cooking. That's
I
when I
thought
was
that
in
was
grill.
Georgia. That was Detroit.
No, is that? Oh, they
I
got
think
it.
that's
That's Blackshear,
Blackshear.
Georgia. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm cooking on the grill in Blackshear, Georgia.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
remember this one?
Yeah, me driving the tractor in Blackshear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I was actually moving some of the stuff from one place to another as far as like getting the grill set up and bringing over the coolers and
Yeah.
ice and sodas and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
everything was in the front loader part.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that for the high school. Remember?
Yeah, we did that.
For the high school.
We drove from here to Georgia.
From Riviera Beach, Florida to Blackshear, Georgia.
Yeah, to cook for our nephew
and the football team.
Yes, and the coaches.
Yes, and we
everybody.
cooked for over what 30, 40 something children.
Yeah, and they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
They loved it. Okay, and then to close out our show, yes, as Christopher said, um, hold on, let me see what I'm doing here. As Christopher said, this is actually our home that he had this idea to redo. And he did an excellent job before when my parents, they put their landscape and all of that stuff in. Things get old, they need to be replaced. So he had the idea of what he wanted to do and he did it and it turned out very beautifully. And there we are.
And I want to thank Deborah and South Florida Gospel News. And I want to tell everybody I love her. This is my wife. And God has blessed me with her.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So as we close out, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I just want to thank the people, the ones that are listening and looking. And thank you for joining us and tuning in.
Yes. Thank you to all of the viewers, all of the supporters. Follow us on Twitter at GospelFL. If you want to come on and do an interview with me, send me an email. The email is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Please make sure you leave some comments, like, and especially share this video. And then after you watch it, rewind it, watch it again, and please tell a friend. Until next time, thank you for joining us in the South Florida Gospel News Radio studio. Bye.